What are laws? Why do we need them? How have they evolved?
Laws are a system of rules created and enforced through social or governmental institutions to regulate behaviour. They have been variously described as a science and the art of justice. Laws are rules of conduct developed by a government or society over a certain territory. They deal with crime, business, social relationships, property, finance, and much more. The law is controlled and enforced by the controlling authority.
Laws protect our general safety and ensure our rights as citizens against abuses by other people, organisations, and by the government itself. The world would be in absolute constant chaos if we did not agree on what is right and what is wrong. They are supposed to ensure equality and safety for everyone. However, not all laws have been around since the very beginning. Some laws can evolve, others can be written to cater to an evolving society, and others can be changed as we become more educated on right and wrong. First, we're going to talk about the Good Samaritan Law. Good Samaritan laws offer legal protection to people who give reasonable assistance to those who are, or whom they believe to be, injured, ill, The year was
in peril, or otherwise
2006.
incapacitated.
A Chinese man named Peng Yu encountered a woman who had fallen and broken her leg. He carried her to the hospital, but the woman then blamed him for her injuries and sued him. The court ruled in her favour, which led to the infamous Peng Yu verdict. A man ended up being punished for his own good deed. This sent a troubling message throughout China that no one could have predicted. Don't help people who are in trouble. There were no laws to protect Peng Yu as China had no Good Samaritan laws in place, and so he suffered for his own heroism. The most tragic result of this was in 2011 when a toddler was the victim of a hit-and-run accident. Security footage of the street shows that 18 people walked past the young girl but did nothing to help. She unfortunately died from her injuries. With the Good Samaritan laws, you know that if you are honestly trying to help someone in danger, you don't have to worry about injuries you might cause them, example, bruising someone's ribs when giving them CPR. The laws are based on the idea that when someone potentially only has seconds to live, the last thing you want is for a bystander to hesitate.
Today I'll be talking about the gay marriage referendum in Ireland.
To have the same status under the constitution as a marriage between a man and a woman.
22nd of May 2015, Ireland voted by a huge majority to legalise same-sex marriage, becoming the first country in the world to do so by popular vote, in a move hailed as a social revolution and welcomed around the world. 62% of the Irish Republic voted in favour of gay marriage. The result means that a republic, once dominated by the Catholic Church, ignored the instructions of its cardinals and bishops. Recognising the scale of the Church's defeat in what was once one of the Vatican's most loyal nations, Diarmuid Martin, Archbishop of Dublin, described the groundswell of support for same-sex couples as a social revolution that did not happen on the last day. Diarmuid said, "It's a social revolution that's been going on. Perhaps in the Church people have not been as clear in understanding what that involved. It's clear that, if the referendum is an affirmation of the views of young people, the Church has a huge task in front of it." Thousands in the castle leapt for joy, wept, and waved rainbow flags in triumph when the overall national vote was announced. There was a reminder for the gay community in Northern Ireland that the struggle for equality is far from over, even on the island. Gavin Boyd of the gay rights group, the Rainbow Project in Belfast, reminded the world that there was still a ban on gay marriage north of the border. Gavin said, "To the people of Ireland we offer our thanks. You have done what no other country in the world has done. You have chosen, as a nation, to extend marriage rights to your LGBT family, friends and neighbours, and this will go down in history as another example of the decency and the fairness of the Irish people." However, for us, this sweet victory is tinged with sadness. Northern Ireland is now the only region in Western Europe where marriage equality is not a reality.
It's been 24 years since the people of Ireland voted in favour of ending the country's long-standing ban on divorce. It was lifted by only the narrowest of margins, with 50.3% voting in favour. This was a considerable change from 1986, where the Irish people voted strongly against liberalising the divorce laws by a 25% margin. John Bruton, the Taoiseach at the time of the referendum, said it was vital that Ireland amend its constitution to allow divorce.
Church officials and anti-divorce advocates ran an equally fierce campaign, with warnings that divorce was un-Catholic and would lead to instability in Irish society. Ireland was one of the last countries in Europe to lift its ban on divorce, and the passing of the referendum was considered an important social shift forward. Over 2 decades after this momentous time in Ireland's history, voters went to the polls again on May 24th, 2019 to say whether they wanted to remove the time period for divorce out of the Constitution and into the hands of the Oireachtas. The electorate were asked to vote on the 38th Amendment to the Constitution Bill 2016. The constitutional referendum on divorce passed with 82.0% support, one of the largest margins of victory in a referendum since the vote on the Belfast Agreement in 1998. Until then, couples could only apply if they'd been living apart for 4 of the last 5 years. The results of the vote finalised the decision for a shorter period of separation between spouses before applying for divorce.